Oh, hello, everybody. Hello and welcome to Art of the City live. That's right, we are live streaming at you to Facebook and YouTube. My name is Deanna Jones, and I'm honored to be your host this evening for this mega Art of the City live event. I'm also the artistic director and co-founder of Suitcase and Point, and I am streaming to you from the living room. Do you like it? There's some exposed brick. Thank you. Please leave your comments in the comment section. Anyways, welcome to the show. So thrilled to be here and for the opportunity to have a great kind of conversation with a bunch of amazing people from St. Catharines who are here making things happen. Art of the City is a downtown celebration of St. Catharines and shares stories by local artists in our creative community. This project is a collaboration between several local organizations and supported through FedDev Ontario's digital Main Street program. And you can listen, watch, and experience artist stories at lovestc.ca. But don't go there now because you're here with us. So you can go there later. Huh? Awesome. I have to say, it is a little strange to be standing in my living room, kind of feeling like I'm talking to myself, but I'm feeling your energy and I'm feeling the energy of the incredible people we have backstage. I am streaming to you from St. Catharines, Ontario, and this is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, Wendat peoples, and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. This area is part of the Upper Canada Treaties and the land subject to the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement, an agreement between nations to share the resources of this land. As a settler in this place, still a gathering place to many nations, I offer my sincere gratitude to the original caretakers and continued stewards of this land, and to all nations, recorded and unrecorded since time immemorial. The harm of colonization continues today, and it disproportionately harms BIPOC and 2S LGBTQ+ people. While we celebrate the heart of this city and the people here, the incredible individuals that make up this community, I encourage us all to think about the land on which we get to live and to create and to commune, and discover how we can participate in the care of this land and each other. While we continue to physically stay apart for another 4 more weeks at least, I'm humbled by our ability to come together tonight and honored to be able to host a chat with some incredible folks. To start things off, I want to warn you that we are live. There may be a couple of technical glitches, but don't worry, we will resume. Stick with us. And to start things off, it is my pleasure to welcome the owner of one of the newest establishments in downtown St. Catharines, an incredible bar and restaurant just getting its legs. Please welcome Robbie Knuckles of Brass Monkey Local.
Hey, Deanna Jones, how are you?
Hi, Robbie. I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I know I've been better at times, but I'm okay, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Well, it's good to see you. The bar looks amazing. You're at Brass Monkey Local
I'm here right now. I wish other people could be here with me.
I wish I was saddled up at that bar. It looks incredible.
Sure, yeah. It looks great, and we just want to get people in.
Of course. Well, tell us a bit, like, Robbie, you've been a part of the downtown community as a musician, a bartender for years, and now you've got your own place. And you kind of started it right at the top of this pandemic. How has that been going for you?
I mean, it's definitely not how we wanted to start it, but we were just kind of put in this situation, and it was kind of go for broke, like either we're going to do it or not, kind of shit or get off the pot, sorry. But yeah, and so we just had to do it and take a big chance and not do it how we wanted to do it, but still do it and just work with the regulations and the restrictions and obviously the COVID policies, and to just get up and running. And it's taken us a bit, and it's been a lot of challenges, but we're here, and I think that we're actually starting to make a mark on downtown, and people are starting to know who we are.
That's awesome. And congratulations for doing what you've done despite all of this. I've definitely had some great times on your front, makeshift patios. Everyone was getting out on the street and enjoyed being there so much. And I wonder, like, when we do get to come in there, what's your dream or what's the vibe when we come in there?
I mean, it's just kind of like what some of the bars that I went to when I was touring around as a band, places in New York and places in London and places all over Canada, and you get these little bars in these places that were just so cool, and you're like, why can't these bars just be everywhere? And it wasn't that it was the nicest bar or the cleanest bar or they had the best, this or that. It was just kind of a place where all the locals knew about it. They wanted to hang out there. The food was always, somewhat good, and I mean, our food's good, but you just wanted to be there because it was just a cool place to be and a cool place to hang out, and you felt like you were part of that city or a part of that groove or part of that, local vibe that was happening. And that's what we're trying to create, just a place that this is part of St. Catharines, with arts, music, culture, pop culture, all that.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait. I know I did have a chance to take a peek in a few times, and it just feels really good in there. Like all the pictures on the walls, and thanks for doing a quick little shout out on your wall to Suitcase and Point, one of our old cabarets.
Oh, sure. You guys have been around for years and doing great stuff and great work, and always a big supporter of Suitcase and Point. Awesome people.
Ah, shucks. Well, and I know it's called Brass Monkey, and this is a drink, right? And we've all
yeah. I mean, initially the Beastie Boys did sing about it, but the drink that they sang about actually wasn't the drink that it is. Essentially, the Beastie Boys were singing about this kind of prepackaged drink that was like vodka, dark rum, orange, either drink or juice mixed with it.
Yeah.
But there is another version of a Brass Monkey that I found out that was kind of a real ghetto drink that was like Old English and some sort of orange juice. And so, I played around with it for a long time and thought, how can I make this palatable? Because the original one it's good, but it's not the best. Let's say it'll knock you off your chair after probably halfway through. They're very strong drinks. So I said, I can't serve that. So we have to kind of figure out something else. So I played around with a bunch of different beers and a bunch of different orange drinks or juices, and we came up with our version of a Brass Monkey.
Amazing. Well, we're very lucky tonight, folks, because Rob is going to show us. Now, you said you've been in your lab. You were in your lab for years.
Well, for the equation years, but for a little bit of time.
So what's the trick? Some folks backstage are making this with us too, so feel free at home.
So I mean, for us, I always found Pabst Blue Ribbon works the best for our Brass Monkey, anyway. So we take a Pabst Blue Ribbon.
All right.
We open it up. Pour the whole thing into a glass.
I don't know if my glass is big enough. Oops.
Well, pour what you can, I guess.
Get it up there, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I have the lunch-size version of Sunny D. You might have a bigger one.
I have the sporty version. You can kind of go bike
nice.
riding with this one, or like, and
Sunny D is always great with your vitamin C too. Basically, you pour enough in until it turns cloudy, but not too much. Just enough so that there it goes. It turns cloudy and starts sinking to the bottom.
So just like a drop, really.
Kind of. It's basically a poor man's shandy is what it is, or a shoddy shandy. And then, since we're here, we might as well try it out.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, delicious. Always good. Always good.
Yeah, it's got a little brightness.
And I know people think, but that's kind of trashy. And it is, but that's okay. You're okay. You're allowed to be trashy once in a while.
You are. Amazing. Well, thanks, Rob. This is great. I feel like I didn't quite make it cloudy enough.
You can always put a little bit more.
There it goes. See that, everybody? Ooh. Amazing.
And when you don't want the beer to hit you as hard, you just put a little heavier on the D.
Nice.
Right, D?
Funny, we had Graham Shaw from Mate on for our first show, and we made mimosas, and I was thinking this is kind of like the trashy mimosa.
It totally is. It's like the poor man's mimosa. That's what I used to tell people on the patio when they didn't understand what it was. It's like, it's just a poor man's mimosa. You'll love it. And sure enough, they did.
Refreshing. Thanks, Rob. Okay. Now, I know we've got a couple of incredible artists backstage who are coming to join us. And why don't we just go ahead and invite them in. Ladies and gentlemen and folks, we have Iain Lidstone and Sammy Jackson. Come on through. Woo! Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How did your Brass Monkey development happen back there? Is it nice and cloudy? What are you?
Mine's pretty cloudy.
Oh, nice.
A lot of juice.
Well, cheers. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Woo! So those of you at home, Sammy and Iain have both been featured in the Art of the City, and it's been incredible to get to know you both and to share your voices as part of this project. I want to give you a chance to introduce yourselves. I'll start, Sammy. Juno-nominated Sammy Jackson, everybody. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So my name is Sammy Jackson. I'm a singer-songwriter here in St. Catharines. I kind of do a mixture of jazz, R&B, and pop. And yeah, I released an EP last year. It's called With You. It's available on all streaming platforms. So if you're interested, feel free to check it out.
Definitely. We're going to throw that link in the comments. And Sammy, so you're fairly new to St. Catharines, but maybe, was it 2018 you moved to the city?
Yes.
Yeah, to the big old city of. And I know you chatted a little bit with us before about sort of your reaction or feeling around the music community here. Can you share with us like what it was like coming here?
Yeah, it was a lot different than where I'm originally from and the scene that I had been in. I found that it was very warm, welcoming. Everyone was always trying to help out and, offer suggestions for gigs and things like that. So I found it to be just a great place, really, to just kind of meet new people and to kind of, establish myself here.
Awesome. I loved, we were talking about what would be the dream gig once we all get to gather back in concert halls and stuff. And Sammy, for those, I don't know if anyone from the Performing Arts Center is watching, but we need to get Sammy on that main stage. Your hair slicked back, there's heels. I forget, what were you going to wear potentially?
A pantsuit.
Pantsuit, yes. With the full band.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I'll throw it over to Iain as well, and then we can keep chatting. But Iain, you've grew up here in St. Catharines, born and raised.
That's right. Yeah.
In the scene.
In the scene. Yeah.
And Iain, you would describe yourself. What was it? A mover, a shaker, and a maker.
Yeah, a mover, shaker, and a music maker. Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Iain is a multi-artist, also musician and theater and movement, writer, several things. We're really lucky to have both of you in the scene. I know, Iain, you were part of the, you've played in the Scene Fest back in the day.
Way back in the day, yeah.
Right. And Robbie, you were part of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Many years. Yep.
I don't know, Iain, if you want to, do you want to describe kind of the essence of playing in like a fest like that, or in one of our venues, like when we get into Brass Monkey and that feeling? I know you described it a little bit before. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, Scene Fest is a really cool vibe. There's always something going on. I remember being like quite frantic trying to get everything in. You know, there's a band in the basement of one place and a band on a stage outside, and you know, you're sort of going through the catalog trying to catch everything. And there was one time that I played in the basement of the Chili Pepper, and I talked to you folks about this, but I went on stage and I looked up and realized that the ceiling was just covered in sweat. And so I was just like embracing the fact that sweat was going to drip on us while we were playing. And, you know, that was just sort of that was the vibe, right? Like you were just there, you're getting dirty, you're sweating on each other, and you're just having fun.
Oh man, it's kind of like, it sounds fairly gross, but it just like seems so dreamy. Like I really miss being in that type of atmosphere. You're for real. Sammy, have you played festivals?
Not yet, actually. I'm hoping, I don't know what's going to happen this year, but I've applied to a few, so I'm hoping that'll all happen and work out.
Oh yeah, this is going to skyrocket. Folks, we have a really huge treat because, both Iain and Sammy are going to share a little live performance with us, but maybe I'll throw it over to you, Sammy, first. We can dive in. I know you're going to share a live tune.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just sing a cappella, one of my tunes off of my EP called Past Tense. What do we do when we don't start at the same place? 'Cause you had your heart stuck somewhere else before I came. I know it's all inside my head, but it's hard to look past. 'Cause she's in your past tense and I'm in your present, but I keep looking back. That's all.
Amazing. I don't know how you just like slip in and into singing like that. Like, it's just, oh yeah, so then it's so beautiful.
Well, thank you.
I guess that's why you're Juno nominated artist. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. The crowds at home are going wild. I can feel it. Look at these comments flying through. Amazing. When did you know you wanted to be a singer?
I guess my whole life. I would say maybe when I was like 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was always interested in music, always liked to perform at home and sing along to the radio and whatnot. So from a very young start.
Yeah. Were your parents really supportive? Were they your audience?
Oh yeah, they're definitely supportive. They always, told me I can just pursue whatever career I wanted to, and they've been very supportive throughout the whole thing. So
amazing. Well, cheers to Sammy Jackson's parents. I'm so glad you're now a St. Catharines resident.
Cheers. Yes.
I can see Robbie right at the front of Brass Monkey there. Have Sammy in the front doing some incredible tunes one night.
Yeah, if we can get that street shut this summer, let's do it.
Awesome. So Iain, you're like, I mean, there's so many different things that you are as an artist. Was music one of the first things that struck you?
Yeah, music was the first thing that hit me. Probably around same age as Sammy. I was quite young. I remember grooving to my parents had U2 blasting in the house. And I remember that was my first time that I was like, yeah, I want to do this thing. So yeah, since quite young, and I started playing guitar at 9. So I've been doing it for a little bit. And that's sort of my first love,
What has it been like, for all of you as musicians, but like not being able to kind of play and jam? How are you keeping your practice alive? I'll throw it to you, Iain.
Sure, yeah. I've been quite lucky that in the pandemic, my band has been hired for a couple of gigs. So we've had the opportunity to play a couple of times, which has been really great to sort of offset the lack of creativity blues. Otherwise, I've just been trying to keep up with it at home, trying to practice as much as I can. And also take breaks and just sort of, let myself have a bit of room. And that's been letting some creativity and some ideas come that maybe wouldn't have otherwise. So, yeah.
That's true. And if people want to listen to your band, Iain, where can they do that?
Oh, we are on Instagram. I'm going to double check the handle because all of our handles are slightly different based on what's available on the platform. 1 second. We are Saint Stone Band on Instagram if people want to check us out.
Saint Stone Band on Instagram.
Yes.
Amazing. Definitely worth checking out. I know, Iain, you've got, I don't know, are you going to share I don't know, maybe you'll share this or something else. Iain's going to surprise us with a live performance, some nature, but something I've really enjoyed through the pandemic is witnessing some of the things you've been sharing personally on Instagram in terms of like just getting into your body and moving. And it's been really, it's something that's been making me feel connected to people while watching you just sort of like improvisationally moving to music. So thank you for that. It's just been something like kind of really generous of you to kind of share this part of yourself and your practice at home. And I don't know if you want to speak to that or what that's brought to you or help articulate what that is. Check it out, everybody.
Yeah. I danced when I was a kid and then I stopped for a long time. And then I went to school for theater and trained and worked with a physical theater company for 5 years when I graduated university. So I love movement and haven't had the chance to really do it a lot. And then when the pandemic hit, obviously all of the rehearsal spaces were shut down and there was no real way to move and groove. And I found myself sort of coming back to movement as a way to sort of quite literally move through some difficult stuff. I had some traumatic stuff resurface and it just happened that one night I was just like, what happens if I move through this? And from there, it was sort of this practice that I sort of went to like reconnect to myself and my body and move through things. And it turned into this beautiful personal practice that was also artistic. And I just decided just to post it online because why not?
It's been awesome. I've really enjoyed you sharing that. It's like a little glimpse into this really beautiful thing. Well, I'm going to hand it over, folks. We've got a performance from Iain. So what are you going to share with us, Iain?
I am going to do about a 2.5 minute movement thing. I just want to preface before I jump in that this is going to be on top of some music that I just recorded real quick before this. I was inspired by Don Chrysler, who's a friend that we all lost recently. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about my relationship with Dawn and sort of her legacy and who she was as a person. And when I was thinking about her show White Crow that she did, which was about a family living on a Pelham farm, this melody came to me in the moment, and this sort of imagery of life being this sort of dirt road with this tree beside it, and that really, we're all just going to sort of be waiting for each other at the end of this road, just like waving until we all sort of catch up to each other. So that's the imagery. And then this is the melody that came out of it. So I'm going to move with that imagery of the tree and the path to this couple minutes of music for you. So if you feel called to move, then by all means, that can look any particular way. It can be in your chair or standing. It could be full body or just your fingers or just your head, however you feel called. And let's have a dance.
Awesome. Thank you, Iain. That was beautiful. The music is beautiful and your movement, and what a beautiful little ode to Dawn.
Yeah,
Sure.
one of the last things that that I did with Dawn was dance in the street. So I thought that it was pretty fitting.
Was that at your performance at Warehouse?
Yeah, it was to that beautiful projection of, I believe it was Chance's projection of that little girl dancing. Dawn and I were trying to get the movements down together. So we were dancing in the street, trying to dance with the projection. So.
Oh, man. Well, thank you, Iain, and cheers to Dawn, for those who know or may not know.
Cheers to Dawn.
This video, Chance Mutuku, who's done with his company Blanc, have done a lot of the animations and incredible drawings as part of this campaign. We've got stickers, so we're about to do some trivia, and stickers of the artist that Chance made will be coming at you if you win. Look, there's Iain. Here's Sammy. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but big shout out to Chance and his team, Naomi. And that piece that you're talking about at Rhizomes outside, we had these incredible, beautiful illustrations, animations, and yeah, Dawn was integral of keeping that one going outside. We had projectors everywhere outside trying to keep it going, so that was pretty awesome. Oh, man. Okay, well, who's ready for some trivia? Some downtown showdown trivia.
Do it.
This is a moment for something to appear on the screen around trivia. Right? That really got everyone in the mood. Okay, ladies and gentlemen at home, this game is for you. We have 3 trivia questions, and then later in the show, we're going to do 3 more. And they're multiple choice. So we ask you to put the A, B, C, or D. And the first one we see in the chat will be the winner. Holly, who is backstage running things, will take a screenshot of the first correct answer, and you will take home a $100 prize pack of downtown gift cards and stickers. Okay, so if you are watching this, you want to make sure you're watching from the Suitcase and Point YouTube or Suitcase and Point Facebook. That way we'll be able to see your comments on the back end here. So if you're in another share somewhere, make sure you're on the Suitcase one, not the one your Aunt Selma shared. You got to be right in the Suitcase and Point one. And here we go, okay? Now, those Sammy and Iain and Rob, you may know some of these answers, but we're going to have to just give some hints here. Okay, question number 1. These are fairly easy, I might say. Here we go. Frederick Law Olmsted, who designed Montebello Park in downtown St. Catharines, also designed this park. A, Central Park, B, Withrow Park, C, Hyde Park, or D, Mount Royal Park.
Oh.
Who knows their parks? Who knows their parks out there? Oh. Who's our first A? Let me just check in the background here. I think we've got a winner. It's Catherine. Catherine, congratulations to Catherine. Last name, Haycoop. Congratulations, Catherine. We're going to send you $100 in gift cards to downtown St. Catharines businesses, and we're so pumped. So what you can do is you're going to email Holly@suitcaseandpoint.com, and then we'll have a message with you to get your details to send that. Congrats. Woo! Okay, here we go. First question down. Here comes the second one. The names of the guests tonight are, just kidding, imagine it was that. Okay, number 2. Which downtown establishment is considered the oldest continually licensed bar in Canada?
Oh, I know that too.
A, Boots and Bourbon. B, the Merchant Ale House. C, the Mansion House. Or 4, Canton Cafe. It's almost like we need to do a little Oh, I see someone said B. Oh, I'm seeing a correct answer. I got to go to the back end here to see the judges. Oldest establishment. It is Sophia. Yes, indeed. I'll screenshot that. Sophia Diegbo Anderson. Did I get that right? I hope so. Congratulations, Sophia. You are taking home $100 in gift cards. Yes, the Mansion House. Longest running license in Canada.
Totally.
I mean, yeah, it's incredible. Okay, question 3. Everyone ready? Everyone need to wipe any sweat off because this is so exciting. Here we go. Which downtown restaurant was recognized as a top 10 best new restaurant in Canada in the year it opened? This is in downtown St. Catharines. Is it A, Oddbird, B, Bolete, C, Dispatch, or D, Wellington Court? This downtown restaurant was recognized as a top 10 best new restaurant in Canada the year it opened. Ooh, oh, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. Checking back. Yes. Alyssa. Congratulations, Alyssa Benoit. It's Dispatch. First year it opened. Top 10. Come on. You got to check it out. You are going to have, Alyssa, $100 in gift cards. Maybe you'll have a Dispatch one because I know they're in the mix. There's also a Brass Monkey in the mix. So, congrats. Okay, that was exciting. I just need to shake that out. Trivia time.
Hard trivia.
Bad trivia, eh?
Hard trivia.
But I think we all learned a little something tonight. It's a great big thank you to Sammy, Iain, and Rob. They're going to head backstage. We've got some more trivia coming and more guests. Thank you all so much for sharing with us your incredible selves the first half of the show. We can't wait to cheer you on at the Junos, Sammy.
Oh, thank you.
Can't wait to be in a sweaty venue with you, Iain, just like rocking out again. See you soon. Okay, folks, the show is a mega show. Okay, there's more trivia coming, so just keep, looking at St. Catharines Wikipedia. Anything you can do, get the old S encyclopedia out. Maybe there's some news in there. We're gonna change gears a little bit here now. We're gonna delve into a chat around the incredible visual and media art scene here in St. Catharines. And in order to do so, who would be better to chat to but the folks at one of the oldest artist-run centers in Canada? Folks, please join me in welcoming the Niagara Artist Center's dynamic duo, Natasha Pedros and Stephen Rees. Oh, hi, guys.
Hi. Oh, hi.
Oh, what's happening, Jones?
How was the backstage there for you? You guys feeling alive or what?
It was, full of energy and myself, really. I was just by myself back here.
It's funny. The online backstage is a little different than the real thing.
I thought it was going to be more like the real thing, but
just getting up to backstage antics. Well, cheers. You guys got some Brass Monkeys on the go, or?
We do.
Well, nice to see you. Cheers. Did Steve's in a really great freeze right now.
Steve is
Oh, you're back. I think. Are you just...
You're back.
Okay, amazing. So, folks at home, you probably know Natasha and Steve. If you don't, love to do the introduction. Both running the ship at Niagara Artist Center. Are you muted now? What is that?
No.
So the NAC, as we call it, the NAC has been around this downtown scene and kind of really building and developing and making a foundation for visual arts in the region. What's this? Can you give us a bit of a history? Walk us through. We are having a technical glitch there with you, Steve. I'm wondering if it might be worth a come out and come back in.
Not working.
You're back now.
I'm dropping out, right? Is that happening?
Yeah, you're dropping out. It might be worth maybe leaving and coming back, like another entrance.
I'll try that. Natasha,
Mm-hmm.
break a leg.
Oh, thank God, Natasha. Just the two of us. Just kidding.
I was hoping you'd leave.
No, we told you folk, we are online. This is live. This is a daredevil feat. So Steve will be back. But maybe in the meantime, I mean, Natasha, you've been with the NAC for how many years now?
Ooh, many years, about 15 years. But I actually started hanging out at NAC with Suitcase and Point. We did some of our very first shows there when NAC was over on Bond Street where Liberty Bikes is now.
That's right.
So I've been hanging around NAC for a long time, yeah.
So for those who may not know what the Niagara Artist Center is, what is the NAC? What is the NAC to you and to this community? What do you do there?
Well, NAC is an artist-run center, so we are all practicing artists. I work in a multiple of disciplines. Steve also works in a multiple of disciplines. And the history of artist-run centers, when Steve comes back, he'll probably tell this again. But the history of artist-run centers is that the artist comes first. So our mandate is to pay artists for the work that they do, to support artists through a variety of different equipment and facilities that we make available to them, workshops. It really is, NAC really is, I always say NAC is a place that you can do just about anything that you want. We're constantly there to support creation and presentation of work. Hi, Steve.
Hi. Is it working?
Yeah, you're working. It's going
wow.
well.
Wow, I love this whole technology thing.
It's kind of, Natasha just filled us in. It's interesting because you think of like what an artist-run center is, and it really is. It's run by artists, and it's there to exist as a resource to artists to make stuff. Basically, that's kind of where we got here, Steve. So I don't know if you want to jump into the history.
Well, it's funny. This whole program that Suitcase should be commended on for putting together. Despite technical difficulties and all the challenges of trying to communicate. It's about community, right? Art, heart of the city. And that's where NAC comes from. Over the 50 years, it's always been that. And there was like a crazy freak German artist, Joseph Beuys, who some people might know. He, speaking of communication, did a famous performance in the mid-'60s where he tried to explain paintings to a dead rabbit, right? Still relevant today. Anyway, and he had this mountain equipment gear he always wore. He was always in like a hunting vest. Anyway, his whole thing was like, the art isn't the deal. The art is just a way to, socially sculpt the community that you're in. So everything from planting trees to art exhibits was part of the great work of art. And every citizen was an artist. Everybody in that community could contribute into making, this sculpture that was the town you live in. And I think, NAC is about that. And it's why we partner with so many groups. It's why, there are so many members, and why we get along so well with groups like Suitcase, right? Because that's, I think, what we get and where we're coming from. So, yeah.
Rock and roll. And I know, like, now the Niagara Artist Center is in the east end of St. Paul Street. There's a few gallery spaces, like the members gallery. You've got the window, the main gallery in the back, but there's also the studio space. So like how can people experience the NAC now? Well,
we offer, like I was kind of saying earlier, we offer a lot of resources to NAC members. So the front gallery space, the Dennis Turbin Members Gallery, is a project space for members to exhibit their work. They can sell their work. And it really is a do-it-yourself space. So the membership really owns that space. But on top of the galleries, we also have an extensive tool library for the creation and presentation of works. We've got cameras and projectors and audio field mixers. We have tools for stop motion animation. We've got lighting and staging. And if you're looking for anything old and archaic, we probably have it in our basement, and it's all there for members to use and create work with. And then down the street we have a studio space. We have about 17 artists there, and in the center of it we have a collective print studio. So NAC members are also welcome to come in and use that space and just generate work. That's what we're all about, providing those opportunities.
So over 50 years has probably been tons of members. Membership, right? It's run on creative people and their membership to NAC.
Yeah, I mean, it's intergenerational. That's one of the things we're proud of. And, we practice the same warm, welcoming habits as Suitcase and Point. So, you walk in the door and there's someone there to greet you, pre-pandemic, and this will return again post-pandemic. But yeah, we try to make sure that everyone has a point of access. We get a little bit of a knock sometimes because we're all over the place. I think that's partly my fault. Natasha's much better at kind of focusing the organization in particular directions, whereas I'm more anal explosive. I'm like, what else could we do? But if you're any kind of creator, filmmaker, musician, I think we've got stuff for you. I mean, Sammy and Iain should be talking to us because we're going to be working with the Downtown Association of Economic Development, trying to do pop-up stages in this beat up old trailer that's happens to have fallen into NAC's possession. So we're going to, kit that out so we can roll bands up and down the street. So yeah, we want to make things happen. That's what it's all about. And really good at it too. It's what's that, Jones? What?
I was just gonna say, during this pandemic, even I think of multiple events, and obviously the membership events, small feats when there's, I think of 600 people in the space, bidding and getting art from all of these members. But also since the pandemic, I mean, we haven't even talked about the films that you've been sharing and the rooftop patio space where you've been sharing films and that kind of thing. You've been really, I hate saying the word pivoting quite nicely, but you have really still provided a lot of great opportunities.
Well, yeah, we're just trying to, like anyone else, kind of respond to the moment, whatever that is. I don't know how successful we are, we just keep doing it, and part of it is just people got to do stuff, right? So we try to engage, we built a drive-in in a parking lot last year. And I don't know, we screened movies for 10, 15 cars at a time. It's not like we're a nonprofit, we're a charity. It's great. We didn't make any money. Mission accomplished. But, people had an interesting time. Saw some weird films. And then there was a crew of 50 people who worked together at 2 meters distance who put that whole thing together. The tribute to Dawn Chrysler, she was one of those people. She helped put up that truss, just unbelievable, like an acrobat, right? So I think we all got a kick out of working on something together. We're missing those opportunities right now, right? So we just try to, again, it's a community, just try to keep the muscle tone going, and everybody kind of, it's like rhizomes, it's like in the soil, it's like any of those things. You just got to keep doing them, because if you stop, it's a little bit like the fate of a shark, you just sink to the bottom.
Sure. Well, what are some things that are coming up, as we approach the summer weather? Do you guys have some plans that folks can participate in coming up? What's happening? What's sizzling? What'd you say, blowing out of your arse? Not
quite how we're going
that coming out,
but
I don't know who's going to answer that question.
Well, hopefully we'll be opening our doors again very soon. Right now, obviously, we're closed, and we do have a group show coming up in the Members Gallery. It's the first of a newly formed group called SWAG, and it's supporting. It stands for Supporting Women Artists Group. And they're putting together, it's led by Magdalene Dykstra, and they're putting together their very first group show for the Members Gallery that's supposed to kick off mid-May. So we're hopeful that we'll have our doors open, but they're building an online virtual tour of the show, so everybody will be able to see that. And then, Steve, I don't know if you want to speak to Tony and Gabrielle's show.
Yeah, so Tony Calzetta and Gabrielle Montmignon from Toronto, originally, both, established artists doing great stuff. They moved to Welland, of all places. Forget the pizza joint, but it's across from City Hall. So they bought what I think was the old Community Care and made this giant kind of living studio thing. And they're making fantastic work. So we're going to have a 2-person show of their work, and they're going to take over the whole joint. So Tony's going to be in the showroom. Gabrielle's going to be a programmed artist in the members gallery. And then she's also taking over that plate glass gallery, which is a fun space because we get to, sneak art up on the unsuspecting pedestrian public as they saunter by the Niagara Artist Center. So Gabrielle's does this like photo collage stuff. Tony's a painter. So, I mean, the way things are looking, it's probably going to be open by appointment. But we're also going to try to do some something for the virtual realities, So maybe some literary artists and like Bart, whatever, respond to the exhibit, and you can kind of choose your own narrated adventure of the show. I mean, we're trying to just layer it up, just like Suitcase. Trying to make it happen.
So if you are like witnessing the show virtually or you're in there, people will respond by writing about their experience or reacting to it in a literary way.
We're trying to open the interpretation because like it doesn't work. Like, I mean, I don't mean to be, too cynical about the whole situation, but like even as conversation, as interesting as I hope it may be for those tens and tens of viewers at home, like it's not the real deal. Like, and as soon as this whole pandemic thing is over, I hope we can shut up all these laptops and shut off all the screens and phones and stuff and just get back to being person to person. And that's especially true of like visual art. Like it doesn't work on the screen. We can give you a small sense of what it's like to stand in front of a painting or an artwork, but it's not there. So we're going to try to layer up those experiences so they're something else altogether. And yeah, I think we just have to remember it's a pale facsimile of the real deal. We got to keep working to get back to the deal. So.
Well, while we're talking about, doing the real deal, folks, I feel like that we've got a couple of incredible artists that are waiting backstage to join in the conversation. So why don't we go ahead and give a warm welcome to Rees and Ahmed Bader. Woo! I keep doing these things in my house. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, folks, we've got Ahmed and Ray. I do want to give you a chance to introduce yourselves. I know, Ray, you are connected with Niagara Artist Center. You have a studio space there, don't you?
I do have a studio space in the next studio, so it's forever changing and growing and getting smaller. And as artists do, our brains just can't hold everything.
And Ahmed, you're a recent graduate of the Marilyn A. Walker School of Fine and Performing Arts Visual Arts Department. You just graduated this year, is that right?
Yeah, this April actually, and I recently been accepted into grad school at OCAD University, so I'm pretty excited.
Oh, congrats! Congratulations, that's awesome. I bet you'll be sad to miss your opportunity to be hanging in. Or will it be online?
I think hopefully by then everyone will get their vaccine and most classes would be open. So
well, good for you. That's incredible.
Thank you.
I know we had talked, Ahmed, a little bit about how I love the way you were describing sort of you're a painter mainly, but you talk about your paintings in a real sculptural way, like kind of rendering and being inspired around the spaces around you. I know you've had a lot of experience at Rodman Hall, or you enjoyed going to Rodman Hall.
Yeah.
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 Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, recently Rodman Hall has been shut down, and, I'm saddened by that. But, hopefully in the future, the Brock would actually see the importance of the arts and they would actually invest more income and, try to, reopen a gallery similar to Rodman Hall because it's important.
Have you, I know you've got something, Ahmed, to share with us in terms of your art, and we'll look at that in just a minute. Maybe you can set us up for what we'll see. In the meantime, I mean, you were back there listening with Steve and Natasha. Have you been to the NAC, or are you feeling like that could be something that you'd enjoy being a part of? Putting you on the spot there. You can say
yeah. I've been to the NAC a few times. I'm pretty sure most visual arts students at Brock, you know, every year the professor takes you to NAC, or during your first year a few times. Yeah, I've seen it a couple times. I've been to a few exhibitions, and yeah, you know, it's an important institution for the arts. Obviously, like I don't really know any other gallery around except for the NAC.
Yeah. So what you've prepared a little video sharing some of your art. Do you want to set us up? What are we going to see?
Okay, well, it's pretty much a video portfolio of various works. I'm mainly a visual artist, but I'm also a sound artist. So in the beginning of the video, you're gonna see a few of my paintings. My paintings mainly deal with, I use painting as a form of therapy, and so, you know, it's very dynamic. It's very ambient. It's a lot of landscape scenes. It's very vibrant, so it has that emotional feel. I'm also, with regards to the visual arts, I'm also I use a lot of ink work, and so you're gonna see a lot of my pen drawings, and that's more of an intimate kind of analysis of my psyche. And you know, I like drawing with pen because, you know, it's not expensive. I can just do it real quick, and just it's not too big. And with regards to my sound work, it's just little musical compositions that I like creating, and I combine that with various visual works that I create through the appropriation of various videos and clips that I find online. And I just use that to create kind of interesting it almost feels like a form of advertisement, because sometimes I might have lettering, and you know, it's kind of dynamic in that realm. So yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks. Let's have a look. Nice.
Thank you.
It's one of those things we're talking about, like sharing art online, but like it's funny. Rarely would we clap at the gallery? We would. Woo! Yeah. So awesome. People in the chat are also going crazy. Great work. Thanks so much for sharing. Love the art. A lot of plugs. People want you to plug their stuff. We got Ahmed, that's awesome. I just imagine being able to see some of those paintings at the top of that reel you just shared, and seeing them in real life, like the way Steve was explaining, would just be incredible.
Yeah, you have to see paintings in real life. A photograph doesn't actually represent what you actually see. It's, you know, the angles and all that. It should be a very dynamic experience when you look at a painting.
Yeah, I can't wait to be able to do that with your paintings one day. I imagine the scale of some of them might be quite large.
Oh yeah, it's like 190 inches by 90 inches. And so that's pretty big.
Awesome. And have you been keeping busy painting?
Yes and no. I've been mainly playing video games, but you know, grad school coming up soon. So I'm going to be forced to do work when I'm at grad school. So, you know, I'm just chilling right now.
Take a little break. Well, thanks so much for sharing that stuff. And I know, Ray, in another realm, like we talked, you've got your studio space and you work a lot with sort of like vintage things and cards and those, like another realm of working on crafts, and have been a part of some incredible art crawls here and aspirations for those types of things. Do you want to share a bit with us around your artistry and what you love to do as an artist?
Yeah, I like to think of myself as like a chaotic artist. I don't really, I guess, multidisciplinary. I don't really like stick to one thing. I have too many interests, I guess. But right now I'm really focused on like mixing vintage and art together. So to the point where I'm like using secondhand clothing and even like secondhand art supplies to then create like a drawing or image or whatever comes to mind onto these like found clothing that I've like thrifted, whether they're given to me or I go to an actual thrift store. Haven't really been going to a thrift store, but you know.
That's pretty interesting. I never really considered the idea of like, you know, old art supplies. And like, you know, Natasha, you were mentioning that you've got all this old equipment. You did that excavate thing that the NAC did, taking all this old equipment, how to use it, and to actually take old supplies like paint or crayon or
yeah, paint, marker, whatever. Like you can kind of like manipulate some of these things so they're not going to work as what they once were, but like you can still reuse them in some way by mixing mediums or markers. You can create paint out of if you soak them in, I think, alcohol for a little bit, like just rubbing alcohol. Yeah.
You know, it's amazing you said like just being interested in so many things. And I think a lot of folks who like feel like they are artists or creative, I mean, that's the thing. There's just always ideas coming. And I know that you've really been a big part of the community in terms of getting stuff out there and working with other artists. Do you want to share a little bit about, you were doing some events at Warehouse, and I know as fundraisers. Do you want to share a little bit about that maybe?
Yeah, so I guess it would have been, the last one would have been like 2020, I guess. I put on this Valentine's Day market, like, you know, Valentine's Day, whatever. But I made it fun. Fun. So it would be for artists, vendors. There would be like other people that do vintage clothing, people like artisans doing little soaps and, you know, crocheted things, cute little things. But like the main purpose is what I wanted to do that is kind of to do a fundraiser for the Niagara Sexual Assault Center. Just to give like anything else, since, not to get political, since Ford came in, stripped more funds away from nonprofits and stuff like that. So they've been hurting, and they've been hurting even before the pandemic. So kind of need to help people and places that provide good resources when we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the more we can do that, you know, it's one thing to be able to come together and celebrate and be able to buy art and handmade things from people, and to know that
Yeah.
you're supporting a really incredible local cause. So I just can't wait
Yeah.
to have more and more of those activities, and you've been a big part of that. So
Yeah.
thanks from the community.
Yes, for the community.
You also have a little video to share with us. Do you want to give us a little lead? What are we going to see in this?
Yeah. So you're going to see like kind of like, I guess, a day in a life when I'm being creative or something, like at the studio. You know, going downtown, getting my little snacks to go burrow in the little snack studio. And then you'll see me drawing on some clothing. So I don't think I mentioned this in the video, but I'm using like Sharpies, fabric markers, and alcohol-based markers to draw on clothing. When drawing on clothing, you just have to kind of like test strip what fabric you're using, because the mediums I'm using in this video, like they could bleed and you might have a sad time. You know.
Good warning for those at home who are watching this. That's a good point. If you're going to try it on your own, to do a test on the fabric. Okay, well, I'm excited to see. Let's see what we've got.
It's funny because yesterday I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like restart my island, passionately talking about Animal Crossing. Yeah. Look, Mom!
Yeah!
Yay.
I want those shorts!
They'll be for sale on my website soon.
Oh, great. What's your website? Where can people find you?
Spitandshine.shop.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing to see, you know, there's so much stuff. You talk about thrift shops. There's so many clothes. There's old art supplies, like just to be able to turn something into something new and special like that. I love it. I love watching, just someone start to illustrate and you're like, okay, what's this going to be? Where's it going? Where's it going? You just put your everything into it and it becomes so great.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I just like to say that my friends Martina Doom and Justin Glatt helped me with that video, because I think I mentioned before in the backstage that technology is hard for me. So they helped me.
Thanks, friends. Great job, friends. Ahmed, I forgot to ask too, is there a place where folks can keep up with your artistry, or is there an Instagram or a website that you want to share?
I'm on YouTube, and my YouTube name is Bader Vader, and I'm also on DeviantArt, and my name is Ahmed Bader 808.
Awesome, Ahmed Bader 808. Incredible. I'm just really just inspired. I know I can't wait for us all to be in person. I can't wait to see your work in real life. I'm really looking forward to following your careers. You do your grad school, Ahmed. Everybody is, and to have an art crawl that Ray is just going to mastermind for us all when we get back out there. And what happened to Steve, Natasha? Did he just get sucked into the ether?
Yeah, his internet just dropped. I think he tried to get back on, and he says goodbye and thank you.
Oh, goodbye, Stephen. Thank you very much, Steve, for joining us. Now, who's ready for a bit more trivia? Like, now this is the big mega moment. Why don't we bring everybody on stage and let's roll into some trivia. Who's ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, I just love that little video so much. Okay, folks, look at us all here. Okay, it's trivia time. If you're just tuning in, you're not familiar, we are going to share some questions with the audience, and it is your time to shine. The first correct answer of these multiple choice questions, the first correct answer that we see in our comments here in our platform, will win a $100 gift prize pack of gift cards to downtown St. Catharines establishments. Really excited. Now, if you are watching this, you have to be watching this and commenting either on the Suitcase and Point YouTube or Suitcase and Point Facebook. And that's where we'll see. We're going to take screenshots. We've got our judges in the back. Who is ready? Holly, I think we should play that thing one more time to get in the groove. Oh, I just almost... Yes. Okay, folks, here is question number 1 of round 2. All the guests, you're welcome to riff on this answer because it's going to be tricky. The oldest artist-run center in Canada is in St. Catharines, and it shares an acronym with A, National Arts Centre, B, Centre for Addiction and Mental Health, C, Royal Ontario Museum, or D, Agnetha, Bjorn, Benny, and Oni Fried. Okay? First correct answer. Now, I'm seeing a correct answer here. The oldest artist-run center shares an acronym with either National Arts Centre, B, Centre for Addiction and Mental Health, C, Royal Ontario Museum, or D, Agnetha, Bjorn, Benny, and Oni Fried. And I'm seeing correct answer. Let's go to the back end here. Wait a minute. It is. It's Emma Lee Fleury. Emma won in the first episode, winning in the second episode, so that rule is not, that is allowed. So that's, congratulations, Emma. You are on it. You are receiving some more gift cards. Congratulations. Emma was also an artist featured in the Art of the City. So make sure you check out some of those, some beautiful words from Emma as well. Okay. Question number 2, get those typing fingers ready. It's another Niagara Artist Center trivia question. Niagara Artist Center was founded in A, 1939, B, 1969, C, 1979, or D, 1881. Sorry, 1981.
$1.
So your options are NAC was founded in 1939 A, B 1960. Okay, I'm seeing the right answer, but hang on. Oh, I forgot to say this. If you've won tonight already, you can't win again. I'm sorry. You'll have to concede. But did that happen, Holly? Let's see. I'm going to the back here. And did this person win before already, or am I just making that up? No. Okay, it goes to Brittany. Brittany Kalin. Congratulations. 1969, just in time. The NAC was born. Okay, last question of the whole thing. Should we all do something like jazz? It's like a rolling thing. Sammy, I know you're going to do this too. Okay, which 1990s supermodel is from St. Catharines? Supermodel was big in the 1990s. A, Linda Evangelista, B, Naomi Campbell, C, Cindy Crawford, or D, Tyra Banks. Which one is from St. Catharines? Was it A, Linda Evangelista, B, Naomi Campbell, C, Cindy Crawford? I'm seeing, or D, Tyra Banks. Okay, going over, checking with the judges. Different than mine. Ooh, hang on, I gotta check in the back here. I'm seeing Ariadne. Oh, Brian, wait, sorry, I gotta go to the back, I'm sorry. Actually, Paula. Paula who? Technology, congratulations. Sorry, okay, Pauline. Pauline who? I don't even see a Pauline. So many answers. Look, Pauline Johnson. There you are. Congratulations. That was, tightrope. We had to go back to like slow motion. Who was the winner? But it's Pauline Johnson. Congratulations. Thank you all so much for playing. You're going to get yourself a gift prize. And there is one more prize. So those of you out and about, what you're going to want to do is go on Instagram. You've got till midnight tonight, 11:59 exactly, to use some incredible filters that Chance and his team at Blanc have created as part of the campaign. You're going to search for the filter built under Suitcase and Point, and we've got some Art of the City filters. Take some pictures, use those filters, post them, tag Suitcase. I think these are the rules. Yes. And you will have a chance to win another final edition of the prize pack. This one will have 5 downtown gift cards, the value of $125. So amazing. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. All of you at home that have tuned in. A big thanks to all the guests. Thank you to Natasha and Steve from the NAC. Thank you, Ray, and thank you, Ahmed. Thanks, Iain, Sammy, and Rob. It's been a pleasure to spend the evening with you and to work with you on this project. And I hope to work with you all again in the future. All the best. A big shout out to Holly in the background for running the ship here. And we also want to give a huge thanks again to Naomi and Chance at Blanc, to Adrian, Rick, and Kristen at Fourgrounds Media for their incredible work on the Art of the City videos, the graphics, and the filters. Of course, we want to thank the Government of Canada, Innovate Niagara, Digital Main Street, the City of St. Catharines, and St. Catharines Downtown Association. And thank you all for joining us. You can find out all the things Art of the City at lovestc.ca and enjoy all of the beautiful videos and the beautiful voices of the artists that were involved. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night, and we'll hope to see you in person soon. Bye for now.
See you later.